Hey everyone, Aaron Frank here for Digital Communications and Engagement.
And I'm Tana Avalar, co-chair for T-Mobile's Veterans and Allies Network.
You know, recently the digital organization and other T-Mobile departments actually joined with VAN and the community nonprofit partners, One Tribe and Carry the Load.
Carry the Load is a nonprofit that provides an active way to connect Americans to restore the true meaning of Memorial Day and to honor the service and sacrifice of the U.S. Armed Forces.
So we actually sat down with some of your T-Mobile colleagues and learned more about the meaning behind Carry the Load and Military Appreciation Month.
But first, let's check out some event highlights.
For me, coming to T-Mobile, still on active duty, right? Still an active duty Marine. It was just a natural fit to get involved with the Veteran and Allies Network. And right away, within 2 weeks of being here, the Carry the Load event was scheduled. So I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. One Tribe is an awesome organization that brings awareness to that the silent killer, which is suicide, right? A lot of veterans, a lot of frontline workers, first responders struggle with, some mental health issues that's very real, and it extends outside of those areas. But specifically for One Tribe, they focus on trying to get veterans and first responders the help they need so that those issues don't become problems that lead to suicide. So really it's a great cause that brings money and awareness to a very important topic.
I am privileged enough to be the liaison for the Veteran Allies Network VAN headquarters chapter for Bellevue at HQ. And so there's many different chapters around the country. Each has their own liaison for each of the different ERGs, right? And so the VAN chapter here, I've led for the past year. And I think it's so incredibly important to get involved in these affinity groups and to reach out and get to know people that have not only like-minded interests with you, like veterans, but equally as important is the and allies part.
One of the things that as a veteran I felt was the most welcoming about T-Mobile was this amazing sense of inclusion. We've got several different very targeted employee resource groups, the Veterans and Ally Network, specifically one of them, and just having events like this and just the general culture of ensuring that everyone is included, and we recognize that everybody who's coming to the organization has a different set of unique shared experiences, and when we have events like this, it really makes it easy to feel a greater sense of unity.
For me, a good day, it comes in many forms. It comes in the form of hearing from our own employees that happen to be veterans or military spouses and saying, hey, I got a promotion. Thanks so much for advocating for me or teaching me how to network or networking and connecting me with somebody else. That to me is a huge value, and it shows that what the work we do in the Veterans and Allies Network makes a difference. It also comes in the form of when we really are able to resonate with hiring managers. When I hear a hiring manager's hired a veteran or a military spouse, I know we've made a positive impact. And lastly, another great day for me to see is when we look at events and participation for employees in events such as Carry the Load, or our Veterans Day parades, or feeding the veteran homeless, or being able to go to Fisher House and feed veteran families while they're recovering. Those are amazing grassroots events that happen at the chapter level where volunteers get together and really have common ground and common passion to give back and pay it forward, which service above self is table stakes in the military. And I love seeing that come to life here with our own community, veterans and allies together.
One thing that people can really do is just be an ear. So often people listen to respond or they listen to solve. And sometimes all a person really needs is for you to be that ear and for them to feel like they've been heard. You may have to read between the lines when they're talking to you, but it's critically important that you recognize when somebody is reaching out to you as a support means, and to really just be there. And I hope maybe feeling honored that somebody's actually reaching out to you to share a story with you. When you have shared intense experiences, there's intense responses to things. having them be supportive of this particular, situation that veterans and first responders find themselves in, there's a number that I've become far too associated with, and it's one that, we never want to be hearing about, but it's the 22 suicides a day. To include personally another phone call I just got Monday where another brother in arm ended his life. So, this is critically important to a lot of us.